Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and it is Monday, February the 5th, I believe. Technically, I guess this is the first week of the Suttons Daze February Pantry Challenge, or at least that's how I'm figuring my math. It's the first full week of February. So, I just got in from work a little while ago, and I have everything on the stove. I actually did some meal prep last night. And this is some beef with peppers and onions and mushrooms and seasoning all in here ready to go. And this was in the fridge and it was cold, so I have it on low just to kind of slowly bring this up to temperature. I don't know how it would do if I put it straight to hot with it having that coating on it, so I just have it on low, slowly bringing it up to temperature. I have rice started here in the back, and I have some white navy beans, I believe, with some ham from last week's ham in here cooking and bringing it up. The beans still weren't quite cooked, even though they crock potted for most of the day yesterday. I'm going ahead and just pressure cooking them to go ahead and bring them up the rest of the way. So I know we're definitely going to do these 3 items for dinner tonight. And I'm going to look to see what else we are going to do. I may do some deviled eggs. I boiled eggs like a week ago. I need to check those and see how they're doing. If they're bad, I'll have to toss them out into the compost bin. But my chickens are doing really, really well. So I need to do something with eggs. So I'm going to take a look in my refrigerator and see if I want to do a salad or if I want to do carrots or what exactly I'm going to make. But I'm going to make one more side to go along with this and figure out exactly what we're doing for dinner. I had my main meal planned out, but not all my sides. Hey guys, it is Tuesday night and I am working on dinner. I'm finally getting around to using some spaghetti squash, and so I am cutting it up right now. I'm going to get the seeds out and separate it. I'm going to dry the seeds and plant them in my garden. And then I'm going to just cook this in the microwave to go ahead and get it cooked quickly so I can get it shredded. And I'm going to do something similar to the spaghetti squash carbonara that I did for the Frugal Family Food, and I will link that up in the corner. But I'm just going to do something kind of like a Parmesan English peas with bacon and spaghetti squash. I have bacon going on the stove right now, and this is Zaycon bacon, and if you've never had Zaycon bacon, oh my gosh, it is the best bacon. And you see how thick that is? And it is always perfect. It comes in big packages like this, and what I do is I cook all of it at one time. I just use an electric skillet that has a little collection cup on the side, and I just keep taking my bacon grease, and then it'll go in here and then goes into my fridge. I'll use bacon in tonight's meal, and then I will just use bacon throughout the rest of the week, little bits here and there. Probably tomorrow night I'll do breakfast for dinner with eggs and bacon. We'll do it on top of salads, on top of potatoes. I'll add it into all kinds of stuff. So tonight I'm adding it into spaghetti squash. It's going to be the main meat in our spaghetti squash. So I will come back once I get the spaghetti squash cooked up and the bacon cooked, and I'm starting to make my sauce. Okay, the bacon is done, and I have that cooling off to the side right now, and I have the spaghetti squash in the microwave. It is just about done. But before I start taking that apart and shredding it, I wanted to go ahead and get this into the oven. This is just carrots and parsnips that I have cut into strips, and I'm going to put some, sorry, the lighting, I needed to turn the other light on, Parmesan, garlic, rosemary, olive oil. I have some more of this salt and pepper thyme, some Italian seasoning, and I'll probably throw in a little bit of French fry seasoning. It has salt and garlic and everything already in it. So I'm going to go ahead and just toss this and get it going in the oven, because these actually take a little while to cook, and then I'll get everything else done. Okay guys, this is dinner. I put some fresh pepper on the top of this. I put a little bit of shredded Parmesan on the top of Chris's along with the pepper. Buttered mushrooms, that is the carrots and parsnips, and then I just sliced up some fresh strawberries to go along with it. So this is what we're having for dinner tonight, and yes, they are meant to be that dark and crunchy. At least that's the way I really like them, and Chris likes them. So Jaden doesn't eat these, and Trevelyan's at college tonight, so just us. All right, guys, I hope everyone else is having a wonderful Tuesday evening. Hey guys, it is Wednesday evening and it's almost 7 and I'm just now getting started on dinner. I'm just really feeling breakfast for dinner tonight. I was gonna do a super simple breakfast, keeping it nice and low carb. I had a lot more bacon left over yesterday from all the bacon I cooked, but it appears that every time someone walks by the fridge, they're grabbing out some slices of bacon. So this container was almost filled up, not quite so anymore. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this with dinner, but not the way I had planned. If you guys have not tried Zaycon bacon, it is by far one of my favorite things. That and the chicken thighs that I get from them. And I'll put a link in the description box if you want to check it out. But I absolutely love their bacon. I also have done praline bacon with this bacon and given it as Christmas gifts. And I'll link the video on how to do praline bacon also. It is so wonderful and so simple. And guys love it. I've done it for Father's Day and I've done it for Christmas. Really, really good. But so I've got some bacon left. Chickens are doing well. This is my container of eggs that are the oldest. I still have those, and I have not even gone out tonight and gotten eggs yet. So eggs, we're going to do a lot of eggs tonight for dinner, and I'm going to go ahead and boil some also for the week. I pulled a couple of potatoes, an onion, a pepper, some garlic. I'm going to chop that up real quick, make some home fries, get them going. I pulled this out of the freezer. This is orange juice that I put up 2 winters ago. Let's see, over a year ago. I put up like 60 gallons of orange juice and I'm down to less than half a dozen. I've given a bunch away. I don't know if I'm going to get any put up this year, but I definitely will next year if I don't get any put up this year. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in some hot water and get it defrosted. They like it best when they can eat it when it's like a slush. My daughter and brother will literally do that. They'll defrost it just enough to eat it with a spoon like it's a slush, and that's one of their favorite things. So I'm going to just get this defrosted so we could drink it. And then when we were going to go to camp, or when we did go to camp like a month and something ago, I had brought all those biscuits to take to do at camp that I forgot, and I found one lone can of biscuits that are still in the freezer or in the fridge that I needed to do something with. Technically January 14th was the date on them. I'm sure they're still perfectly fine, but I want to go ahead and get those used up. I just grabbed one of my Aldi's pork sausages. I could do gravy from scratch, but I'm not going to. I absolutely could, but I still have a bunch of packets of these that I'm going to use up. So I'm going to make some sausage gravy and biscuits and cut up some strawberries, and I may see what other fruit I want to cut up to go with dinner. But this is going to be a relatively quick dinner. I'll be able to get all this done in less than 30 minutes. I just need to get it started. So my goal is to have dinner by 7:30. I'm dragging today. Everybody's kind of dragging today. It's been a long day. So I'm going to get this knocked out. All right, guys, I'll show you what I end up with. Okay, this is dinner all dished up. That's how we love to drink the orange juice. It's all crunchy and still frozen. And eggs, bacon, strawberries, biscuits, and gravy, and some home fries. All right, I hope everyone else is having a wonderful Wednesday evening. Hey guys, it is Thursday, and normally we would be having leftovers, and the only thing that we have leftover wise is a little bit of that spaghetti squash meal that I had made. And it was okay, but I didn't love the peas in it. I like to use either fresh peas or frozen peas. I used canned peas. It's just not doing it for me. And honestly, I'm just not in the mood to have that tonight as a leftover. So I was going to make some pumpkin sausage soup. When I cooked up the sausage last night, when I was doing sausage gravy and biscuits, I used maybe, I don't know, a third of it for the sausage gravy and biscuits, and I was going to make pumpkin sausage soup. That's one of mine and Chris's favorites, but not necessarily one of the kids' favorites. So I just thought I would put something together. It's really rainy and dreary outside today. I personally love the weather like this. It's my favorite. But everybody else has kind of not been feeling 100%. And so I'm just going to kind of do a happy meal, I guess. You know, one of those comfort food type meals. So I'm going to do a sausage, like spaghetti dish. Could be like a sausage ziti. I don't really think I have any ziti. This is just the first pasta that was towards the front of the pantry. So I just grabbed this one. I grabbed some sausage links. These are some Zaycon sausage links. I only have a couple packs of these left, or a couple of bags. I took the entire case and then split them up into Ziplocs. So this is one of the last bags. I think I might have 2 or 3 more in there. So I'm just going to cook this up real quick, add in the sausage, add in some onions and peppers, and then the tomato sauce. And what I'll do is I'll add a little bit extra water to the tomato sauce, and then I'll dump the pasta in. And I'll just let it all cook in one big pot. And then I won't have to have a couple of pots boiled. And to me, the pasta is more flavorful when it cooks in with the meat and the tomatoes, and it just kind of sucks up that excess liquid. And then it's all together in one pot, no hassle, no fuss. And so when Jaden gets in from school this afternoon, he'll be able to go ahead and eat early. And then when Chris comes in, he can eat. Then when I come in, I can eat. And then Trevelyn can come by later and get some for herself. And so I'm just going to get this knocked out and do it all in one pot, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, guys, I am doing this really fast because I'm on my lunch break. And so I have the sausage links in here and the bell pepper and the onion, and I have it on high just so I can get it cooked down pretty good. And in a couple of minutes, I'll add the garlic, and then I'll add the ground pork that I had from last night. Okay, I have all the sausage and the garlic and everything in here, and I've put in 1 jar of the pasta sauce with a little bit of water to wash the jar out, probably about half a cup. And then it's pretty soupy, but still not quite soupy enough to cook all the pasta. So I pulled 1 jar of my homemade just tomato sauce. This is very liquidy. So I'm going to put 1 jar of this in. And then I'm just going to add the whole thing of pasta to this. Okay, today is my clean out the fridge day. So I had some spinach still in the fridge, so I just threw in a couple of handfuls that were still good of that. And a nice dose of my homemade Italian seasoning that I have, and then a dose of salt. And so I'm going to just turn this down now to low for the rest of my lunch break, which I have about 20 some minutes left. And put the lid on it and just let it cook down so that whenever my lunch is over, I can just turn it off and leave it here, and the pasta will just finish cooking. This is cast iron, so it'll hold the heat for a while and finish cooking. So later this afternoon, we can literally just dish it up. So I may make some bread to go with it. I'm not sure. I need to do a little bit of kitchen cleanup and finish cleaning out the fridge. And if I have time, I'll do that. So I'm just going to go ahead, get the lid on this, and let it finish cooking. This is I guess you could call it a semi-homemade meal. Everything came from the pantry or the freezer, and absolutely everything came from either pantry or freezer, or let's see, I don't remember when I bought those onions, but I bought onions a while back at Aldi's, I think. So everything else was food storage. So I'm going to let this cook down. I know I have, you know what, I have bread in the freezer, so I can pull out some rolls and let them start rising and let the dough rise, and then we can have that for dinner tonight. Super fast. So I'll show you what it looks like when everything is done. Okay guys, I'm heading back to the office. I just flipped the eggs off. They'll come down to temperature and I will peel them whenever I get back. And the bread is back here, it's rising, and this is off, and it's all cooked up perfect. So the pasta right now is about al dente. It'll soften up just a little bit more by the time Jaden gets in, and then we can just scoop out of it and warm up a bowl at the time. If I have time, I'll make a salad. If not, we'll just go with what we have tonight for dinner. All right, I'll dish up a plate later and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, this is dinner all plated up. We're gonna eat really quick before heading out. I really just didn't feel like taking the time to make a salad, so I just took some fresh veggies with some homemade ranch and a yeast roll, and then this is the dinner that I made. I'm sure we're going to be snacking on this all weekend. This is kind of like a goulash type thing. It just has everything thrown in. You could have thrown in green beans, you could have thrown in corn, whatever you wanted. So it had spinach, onions, garlic, bell peppers, tomatoes. I think that's it, along with the sausage and the pasta and the tomato sauce and stuff. So one pot meal, only one pot was dirtied, so I can even store it in that container until we're ready to have some more. So when we're ready to go, I can just grab the whole container and throw it in the fridge real quick. All right, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday evening, and we have to be out the door in about 15 minutes. Hey guys, it is Saturday night. There was no video Friday night. I had I had my pre-op for eye surgery in St. Augustine after I got off work yesterday, and so I did not make it home until late. So the guys just fended for themselves last night, and Trevlyn was with her boyfriend, so there's no video for that. I actually ended up going through Dunkin' Donuts and grabbing a bagel on my way home last night because it was really late by the time I headed home. And I think Jaden is passed on his cold to me because I am seriously dragging, and today has been a crazy busy day. I just finished filming my food haul, my grocery haul for the week, and I'm really tired and I still have a ton of stuff to do tonight. And it is, let's see, 6:35. So I just decided to do something fast instead of like making a whole meal. And so I am making bacon grilled cheese sandwiches, and I pulled some chips out, some tortilla chips, and I pulled some of my homemade salsa out of the fridge. So we're gonna have some of the tropical salsa, tortilla chips. I need to grab a couple more apples. I'm gonna slice up some apples, and we are gonna have grilled cheese sandwiches with chips and salsa and apples for dinner tonight. Not the healthiest, not the worst. Partially homemade, partially not. So, but this is what we're doing for dinner tonight. I am just going to get this knocked out. It's not going to destroy the kitchen, and I can continue on with my night. Once I get a plate put together, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, this is Chris's super healthy, not quite dinner. I don't mind like grilled cheese and soup and stuff like that for dinner tonight. He's actually outside working on the tractor right now, so this is something he can grab with one hand and eat, or he can sit down and nibble on it. So I'm just going to run this out to him while he's still working, and then finish making sandwiches for everybody else. So all right, this is it for Saturday night. I hope everyone else is having a wonderful evening.